Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new War Dragons video. So, my name is Matt. Today's video, I'm going to be doing a player request, and that's going over the runes on green dragons, because someone said that, I don't have Rizar, I don't have Nightshade, so this isn't very, applicable to me currently. Can you do some other tiers? So I decided I'm going to do the green tier, my personal favorite dragons, and my personal thoughts about the best dragons in the tier, as well as I'm going to talk about the entire tier as suggested by Lasercorn. Again, I'm requesting a lot of videos, definitely, doing them. So, realistically, there are, basically three very good dragons, and I'm going to show you those in today's video, as well as a couple others, and my general thoughts about the green tier. So, the best one, and I don't know of anyone that's going to say otherwise, but Etten is, you can basically take out level 90 below bases. And that's because he's a hunter, obviously. He has cannon resist, which is good for taking out XP bases. You have cloak, which is one of the best spells in the game, and of course you have healing mark. So those three alone really make him a very desirable hunter. And he's the only hunter in these legendaries that I would deem worth it. You have Karna. I'm not really going to talk about her because she's just not worth it to me, in my opinion, but, up to you. But he only has one wasted spell slot, and that's Self-Destruct. Self-Destruct, you really don't want to have to even, think that you're going to have to use that spell, because if you do, that means you're about to die. And you never want to have that, okay, if I die, you don't even have to want to think about that. So just make sure that you understand that you don't want to actually hit that. I've seen war runs messed up because someone actually hit the wrong spell. So the next one after that would definitely be Hugin. The reason why I don't say Danzig is Danzig has Ballista Resist and Vampiric Touch. Don't get me wrong, Vampiric Touch is very good. I just think it's not worth 3 rage. I think it should be 2 at most, because realistically at this level, the amount of buildings you can take out with a warrior is not that high, unless it's just a really, really low, level towers. But I think Hugin, definitely with his lightning resist and wind wall and rejuvenate, I think that kind of overrides any other things. So, man, I don't know why my game's lagging. There we go. So, explosive shield, extremely powerful at lower levels. My level, it's like 3 shots and the explosive shield is gone. But most lower levels, it's going to take a while, and it's probably going to last its entire duration and deflect a ton, not deflect, but reduce a ton of damage coming at you. Not to mention, lightning resist is a big resist for lower levels, as a lot of people are focusing on those lightning towers because of Amrock. So, I would say I'd say Hugin is definitely the second. Now, the third spot is really a tie between Danzig and Erd, but I'm going to have to go with Danzig because, of course, you have Explosive Shield, very, very powerful. You have Wind Wall, it's not too bad, realistically. You can, dodge incoming projectiles, not red mage shots, so it's not, anything too great. It's just Ballista Resist is wasted, and the other one is actually Erd. The thing is that she has Ballista Resist, which is worthless, currently where this game stands. And then also you have Evasion, and you never want to use Evasion. It's a bad spell. I don't get the point of Evasion in the game, because I understand, you have a chance to dodge incoming projectiles and you move pretty quickly. But hunters, you want to be able to take out every single tower if at all possible. And, especially for war or whatever, if you don't get 100%, you don't get 5 stars. So, 5 flames. So, just think about that when you're using Erd. Just try not to use Evasion, especially on a war attack if you're doing it solo. So, either way, Havoc and Healing Mark are both very nice spells. Havoc is something that I think a lot of people underrate. Havoc, you can basically one-shot a lot of towers at lower levels. So 3 rage, you can take out. I've seen people take basically the middle island out within, 5 seconds. So Havoc is definitely a pretty good spell. But I would say it's between Danzig and Erd for the third spot. Now, Nix and Muninn, you guys know my stance on sorcerers. I just personally don't use sorcerers that much. I have none on my lineup, and out of the two, I would say Muninn is most likely the Nix is probably the best because he has invincibility, you have cannon resist, and you have fireball. So those three are pretty good. Elemental Mayhem is a waste. Muninn, he also has Elemental Mayhem. That's a waste. If you're wondering why I have Muninn leveled up more than Nix, you get Hugin and Muninn for, I believe, 27,000 breeding tokens using Amoeba's Guide, so I got both of them and I used Muninn. Freeze is very nice, as well as reverse projectiles, but I feel like Nix is just a little bit better. I talked about Karna a little bit. I don't really like the lockdown series of dragons. I just personally don't find them useful. So if you like Karna, great for you. I just personally don't. Then of course we have the epics. Now, Ith is really the only good one in this, at least for me. Ith has explosive shield and lightning resist. Now, any dragon on lower tiers, if they have explosive shield, lightning resist, and or cloak, that's a good dragon. I mean, realistically, it doesn't matter if it's hunter or a warrior. If it has any of those three, it's a good dragon to get. And Ith has two of those, so definitely a strong epic. I wouldn't try really, really hard on any epic dragons, but Ith is definitely one of the better ones. Then you have the rares. It's mandatory to get those because to get the other dragons, you have to get those guys up to level 6 or breedable level. So I wanted to go over really quickly my runes. I don't want this to be too long of a video, but real quick. So Etten, pretty self-explanatory. Any type of hunter dragons, you want to have rage, no matter what. You'll notice I don't have any rage because at that time, when I had green dragons, I didn't have a lot of runes. It wasn't until I started hitting gold dragons I got, 300 plus rune chests and opened them all at once every single event. Which I did, by the way. One time I spent 12 hours nonstop. Just as a test, and I got 300 silvers. Not just in that time, but I got so many chests, it was ridiculous. Try that one time, guys. Like, it's actually kind of fun. But either way, Epic Wisdom increases XP gain and rage generation. You have 2 healing mark for obvious reasons. He has healing mark. The 2 other spots I would fill with a cannon resist and or 2 rage. Remember that you can have basically 3 cliffs that are all rage, but they have to be different rarities. So just remember that. I covered that in my last video about Rune Mist. If you guys have not checked that video out, I clarified some questions. I talked to the admin a little bit about it, and I got some details about some of the stuff that's coming out pretty soon, as well as some questions about certain runes. So the next one is going to be Hugin. I made a big mistake, and I put on a mythic on a green dragon. Don't make that mistake, guys. Realistically, you just want to either, if you're not going to use it, sell it. 400k rune dust at lower levels, you can use that to enhance wisdom runes, rage runes, every single thing. And that's really going to be crucial when you're getting into gold tier dragons, and you're going to want to level up runes a lot. But I would say you definitely want to have explosive shield runes at all. Basically, it's mandatory for this guy to be useful. Well, not useful, but to get him really good, you want to have at least one type of explosive shield bonus. So I have a legendary tough healing, which rejuvenate prevents damage, not only increases the not only gains health back, but also prevents damage. So that's a really nice bonus, including rage generation. The mythic double blast, the only reason why I put it on it was because I had 2, because I had a thing with support, and that's wind wall duration, and so both of those modifiers satisfies Hugin. If you have an epic, I would highly suggest putting it on Hugin because he's really good with that. By the way, the explosive shield explodes twice. That is not guaranteed. That percentage is the percentage of it proccing. So just letting you guys know that. So I have a rare rejuvenate and a rare lightning resist. You're going to want to have at least one lightning resist, in my opinion, on Hugin, just to make sure that he has a pretty good substantial resist towards lightning. So on Danzig, you're really going to want to keep, basically what I say is the more explosive shields, the better, realistically, because you want to make sure that you have a pretty strong explosive shield with Danzig, because that's his main spell that you're going to be using. Wind Wall and Vampiric Touch is really going to be crucial in certain situations, but overall, in general, you're going to be using Explosive Shield. Other than that, you can put a Wind Wall, duration increase, But ballista towers, don't put a resist for ballistas on Danzig. It's not worth it, guys. You're only going to be resistant against 1.8% of your health. So that's not worth a rune spot. You much rather have a rage or wisdom rune, because again, like I mentioned in my rune video, by the way guys, I'm sorry for, that music in that video. I tried to remove it, but it wouldn't let me. So, really apologize about that. But you want to make sure that you don't put on that resist. So the next one is going to be Erd. So for Erd, I didn't put any, but you're going to want to put Rage. You're going to probably want to put Wisdom, and Healing Mark and Havoc. Don't put on, like I said, Ballista Resist or Evasion. It's not worth it. Evasion spells have a modifier for a Havoc spell. That's the only reason why you should really put an Evasion rune on it, is if it has that its Havoc spell modifier as its secondary modifier. That's the only reason, realistically, because obviously Evasion, you don't really want to use it. So Wisdom, Rage, Healing Mark, and Havoc runes. Skip the Ballista and the Evasion. Finally, we have Ith. So for Ith, it's pretty self-explanatory. You want to have Explosive Shield. You're going to want to have Lightning Tower resists. The more explosive shields, the better. Battle Cry is a nice one to have. You just want to make sure that, if all else fails, you're going to use Explosive Shield. But at the beginning of attack, Battle Cry is very, very helpful. If there's, let's say it's an XP run or whatever, and there's no blue mages on the base, Battle Cry will remain with your attack, but also the next attacker. So it's really good, and it does stack, by the way. Battle Cry does stack. That was something that I also asked the admins. I forgot to mention that. So Battle Cry does stack. I think that'll about wrap this video up. I hope you guys did enjoy and found this helpful. I've been trying to pull out some videos that you guys enjoy. My last video did not do as well. In fact, it only got 3 likes, which is actually, I think, out of the ones I've been doing recently with, a lot of subscribers, it's the least amount of likes I've gotten per views in a while. So I think that you guys really want to see dragon and runes and stuff like that. So I get that. So that's what I'm going to be posting more of. So either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, leave a like down below. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns about, this channel, or if you guys have suggestions or wants for the next couple of videos, definitely let me know down in the comments. Or if you are in the War Dragons chat, first off, hello. I know there's probably going to be some people out there, but also definitely contact me and I will let you guys know. So either way, hope you guys enjoy the video, and thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks.